Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Robert Mugabe accused of poisoning former Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai sent condolences letter, refused to attend burial in Buhera. During their first meeting, Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai refused to share tea with President Robert Mugabe, fearing the old political master might just trick him. Now late, his internal organs succumbing to the cruelly destructive power of cancer-causing poisons. Former Zimbabwe Prime Minister and MDC leader Morgan Tsvangirai died in a South Africa hospital bed for weeks, and word running through rumor mill and social media is that the man responsible for his impending demise, Robert Mugabe. He then underwent surgery on the advice of a panel of doctors, following a magnetic resonance imaging scan and a subsequent biopsy second week of May last year. Tsvangirai, 65, had been diagnosed with stomach cancer, leading to a procedure that was carried out by a leading gastric cancer expert at the Johannesburg hospital. Tsvangirai, an outspoken Mugabe critic who led MDC since its formation in 1999, reportedly accused his 94-year-old opponent, who has a trail of perceived murderous traits backdating to pre-1980. According to sources, the weapon Mugabe employed is believed to be a highly sophisticated poisons administered in teacups. These drugs from the Middle East are cancer-causing and work over a number of years, so that when the disease sets in, it looks much the same way as a natural occurrence. Mugabe has shared power with longtime foe Prime Minister Morgan Tsvangirai in the GNU after violent and disputed elections in 2008. On his 88th birthday, Mugabe is recorded saying, "It has always been peaceful, very peaceful, and we were suspicious of each other at the beginning. Time went on, we now got to know each other. Now Tsvangirai can drink a cup of tea which I make, and I will have no objections drinking a cup of tea which he makes." But in his book, At the Deep End, a suspicious Tsvangirai politely refused a food offer from Mugabe at Rainbow Tower's meeting room. Mugabe insisted, pointing to a bowl of food and inviting an array of dishes neatly arranged on the other side of the table. "You know, Morgan, many Zimbabweans perceive me as a murderer. They say Mugabe kills people. This is far from the truth," said Mugabe. Mugabe has notoriety for murdering political opponents. This was confirmed by his former friend Enos Chikowar. Other alleged victims includes Edgar Tikir, Edison Zvabgo, and VP Emerson Mnangagwa. When the late Enos Chikowar, then a senior ZANU-PF member, was admitted to a hospital in Kigoma a few years earlier, Mugabe felt compelled to pay him a visit to check his condition. At the expected time of the visit, Chikowar sneaked out of the hospital ward and Mugabe arrived to find him gone. A search was conducted, but the patient was nowhere to be found. After Mugabe left, Chikowar came out of a closet and told friends and relatives that anyone Mugabe sees in hospital seldom survives. Ainruvuno, Chikowar reportedly said. This meant that Mugabe's juju breaks people's spines. Chikowar survived his illness in 2010. Tsvangirai told a gathering in Chile that he is pained by the serious fights between MDC and ZANU-PF supporters when he and President Robert Mugabe have a good relationship. "Do you know that Mugabe and I eat together every Monday? We have a very good relationship now. Why do you fight here? MPs must not be seen fueling violence here. We want to promote peace in the country," said Tsvangirai. In 2012, he further spoke highly of Mugabe, saying his insatiable appetite for nutritious food could be the secret to his long life. Mugabe likes food, Mudara and Ofoi. He eats a lot, with his favorite being cheesecakes, which we share every time we go for tea. "I think that could be his secret to long life," said Tsvangirai while addressing supporters in Torwood, Redcliffe. The case might be that it was one of these intimate moments that Tsvangirai fell victim to Mugabe's odd ways. Internationally, this is the same way Yasser Arafat and Hugo Chavez are understood to have been killed by their enemies. Zimpaper's political editor tweeted, "Before Tsvangirai dies, It is understood that opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai is suffering from stomach cancer and only has a couple of years to live. One good thing he must do before he joins his ancestors is to call for the removal of sanctions he begged America, Britain and their allies to impose on the innocent people of Zimbabwe. Gainahake. Well-placed sources said Tsvangirai and his family had decided on the surgery on the advice of a panel of doctors, following a magnetic resonance imaging scan and a subsequent biopsy last week. Tsvangirai's medical condition took center stage in Parliament soon after his departure during a debate on the president's speech when Zenjiza East MDC MP, Alexei Mujandire, criticized Mugabe and his family for shunning local health facilities, including his daughter Bona's recent decision to give birth overseas. But furious ZANU-PF legislators fired back, pointing out that Tsvangirai was also allegedly shunning local health